Welcome to the Where's the Finish podcast. We are three runners talking to our friends, sharing stories about running, training, life, and asking the quintessential question, where's the finish? WTF.
Hey friends, welcome back to the Where's the Finish podcast. I'm Shae.
I'm Kevin.
And I am Joe.
I'm excited for us, and I'm excited for our guests. So today we have all the way from Seattle, Washington, is Rachel Barsness.
Hello.
And from Central New York, we have Heather Cobb, aka Cobby.
Hello.
What's up, guys? Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me again, because you talked about this yesterday, what is Central New York?
So Central New York is
the middle.
the central part of the state. So whenever you say I'm from New York State, everyone thinks the city, and that's about it. So everything up from the city, other people call upstate, and that's not true. There's parts that are upstate, obviously, but there are also different regions, and I'm from the central region.
I've never heard Southern New York. I've never heard Central.
You never heard of the Southern Tier?
No, I've only heard
There's
New
a
York.
Southern Tier
I've heard of
Brewing.
Southern Tier Brewery.
Thank you.
I've only heard of New York City and upstate.
That's because you haven't lived there.
Well, of course. That's why I'm
Right.
asking you to describe it for
Like,
me.
we're from Central Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's North Florida, aka Redneckville.
But there's
and
also
South
North
Florida.
Central Florida, too.
North Central Florida, aka
Every state
Alachua.
has its little thing.
And then there's Palatka.
then there's Platte.
And there's
That's
Palatka.
a whole different world in Palatka.
Yeah,
And then there's Lutz in the house.
I was talking to Luke Vidal yesterday evening, and they just finished the Across Florida 200, and his least favorite section was Palatka. And he said they had some really interesting stories.
Oh, I can't wait to hear them.
Oh yeah, they watched like a car chase down the canal road, out of the road along the dam.
Oh.
Yeah, and yeah, there was some stuff going on.
I can't wait to hear all about it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, like I every time you go to a new state, you hear like where there's divides within each state. Like when I was in South Dakota, I had no idea there was an East River, West River divide. Like everyone is East River or West River. Never heard of that
Kind
crap.
of there's like east of the Mississippi, west of the Mississippi.
Yeah, but is there any states that are divided by the Mississippi? I think they are all on the border of
No, they're all
Mississippi.
on the border.
Yeah, I don't think there's any
Oh yeah,
states
because
that
Mississippi is a natural dividing line.
I don't know of any states that are divided by the Mississippi.
No.
So
I would ask
I'm not going to
Google.
fact check it because I think you're right.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Usually
no
I'd be
Dr.
like,
Google.
"Hey Google, da 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 da."
Huh. But anyway, yeah, thank you for educating me on the upstate adjacent part of your state.
Yeah, upstate is more like the Adirondacks. So, and central is where I am is literally the middle of the state.
So
We
does
divide it into
the
thirds.
north and the south border the central?
No, that is not how that works.
It
God
seems
damn
like
it, Joe,
it would seem like it would make sense. That,
If you split it into thirds, you have the west, the east, and then central is in the middle. And then
okay, so it's
upstate is the Adirondacks, which if you cut off that top part, it's the Adirondacks.
gotcha. So instead of north, south, east, west, or whatever, it's east and west, not north and south.
Correct.
Divides.
Yep.
Okay. Now I'm feeling a little more geographically.
Okay, this is like Florida. We have the Atlantic and the Pacific, or the, not the Pacific.
Wow. We own the entire south.
All of it.
All of it.
Damn it! No,
Welcome to California, Florida.
Yeah. I'm going back to California. California.
Atlantic and the
It's time to
Gulf.
party.
Oh, we need a T-shirt for California.
Speaking of t-shirts, check out our website.
Yeah.
Some cool stuff up there.
We have a new link on our website.
Yeah, and it's working. So
with merchandise.
yeah,
and I'm
please.
fixing it today to make sure it actually goes the right thing.
It's work.
Yeah, I just gotta fix it. It'll be
all good.
fixed. It'll be fixed by the end of today because I have the day off and I'm super productive.
But merchandise has been ordered and merchandise has been delivered to at least one customer.
Yep.
At least 7.
Why do you have the day off, Shae?
I took the day off
Well, why?
Because
you guys were coming. Oh. And I wanted to make sure that I also rested because y'all did something very difficult this weekend.
We did.
Yeah. So this last weekend was the Painted Horse Urban Ultra and the Swan Song Urban Run, which you guys came down and ran.
also part of the
The Painter's Revenge Challenge,
Yeah.
which was the Skunk Ape 60K, the Painted Horse 55K, and the Swan Song 30K. So it's like around 80-ish something miles. I don't know.
I think it's 90. Someone said.
Yeah, it could be around 90.
We're Americans.
I don't know. It's
We can't do
K's.
that
Yeah, I don't
It's
know
all in
K's.
K's. Special K's.
Lots of Ks.
Yeah, all the K's.
It sounds impressive in K's, so I'll just
Yeah.
say it in K's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the K part of that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
It's not a K cup.
Convert 145K to miles.
145 kilometers is equal to 90.099 miles.
There you go.
Oh,
Hey.
that is
Not quite
impressive.
91.
Almost.
Not
Almost.
90.99 though.
And we had, what, 5 finishers of that challenge?
Yeah.
No, it was 90.099. So almost 90.1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had 5 finishers that did that. Evan did it. Tyler, Katie, and Mandy, and Craig.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Yeah, Evan basically took the championship
For everything.
for everything. Yeah, he ran
he was fourth at Skunk Ape,
Yeah.
fourth overall.
4th overall at Skunk Ape, and then he came in first. He put the hammer down.
He did.
Put the hammer down because he left Laura and Tyler in the dust.
Yep.
At like mile 31 of Painted Horse. And then I guess did kind of the same.
About 5 miles out from the finish for
Yep.
Swan Song. Yeah.
Yeah. So besides you guys running it, you guys have extensive running histories.
Who wants to go first? Who wants to
Rachel,
tell
you
us?
go first. I've been talking already, so you go ahead.
Okay.
Because you were just in Florida last month.
Yes. I was in Florida last month for the Disney Marathon. So that's the 4th time I've run that one.
We surprised you.
You did. I was shocked. I did not expect to see Kevin and Joe there. I knew Stacy was running.
Yeah.
But I did not expect to see you guys there. So yeah, I
Surprise.
came out with my stuff, and all of a sudden I just hear someone yelling my name, and oftentimes I don't turn around when people yell my name because there's so many people in the world named Rachel. But it was so loud, and I was like, I know that voice. I know it was Kevin.
That was
And I was like,
Kevin.
oh my gosh! So yeah, it was really great to see you guys. That was really nice. So yeah, I was here last month for that. And then 3 weeks ago, I was in California running the challenge there, the Disneyland challenge.
What's the Disneyland challenge?
So I think the one that we just did was the Dumbo Double Dare. So it's like a 10K on Saturday and then the half marathon on Sunday. But yeah, honestly, Run Disney is why I started running back in, I think, 2011, 2012. My best friend was like, oh, I'm going to do this new race at Disneyland. It's called Tinkerbell. Do you want to do it with me? Or actually, I think what she said was, do you want to go with me? And I was like, oh yeah, I love going to Disneyland. And then I was like, maybe I could run that. And she's like, yes, that is what I was saying. Do you want to go with me?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, well, let me do this Couch to 5K thing and see if I even like
Wait, you were invited to a what distance
a
race?
half marathon.
And you're like, let me do Couch to 5K to start. Yeah,
I had
so
not.
you'd already
I
committed.
used to. Well, no, I hadn't signed up.
Oh.
I was like, and because I just did the Couch to 5K, like the app on my phone. I wasn't going to a running group or anything, and like my friends that ran were all pretty fast, so I was like, I'm not gonna like try to run with them because that sounds like a recipe for disaster and for hating running. So I was like, let me try this app that I've heard about and like give it a couple months and see, because back then Disney races didn't sell out the same day like they do now. Like you had months to sign up. Like I remember back, I did that first year that I ran Tinkerbell. I also ran Wine and Dine in the fall at Disney World, and they were like giving people things at the expo as like an incentive to get people to sign up for the races at Disney World.
Really?
Like I had this cool like Run Disney sling bag that I got for free because I signed up for the race at the expo.
I'm wondering when Disney started doing races. I don't have
Oh, it was
no
like
idea.
the 70s. The
Really?
first Run Disney marathon was I think either the late 70s or early 80s.
So that was
When
right around the
did
time
Disney start doing races?
because Disney opened in the 70s. So
I mean, maybe Disney World.
1994.
Okay,
with
so
the
not
first,
quite as long.
Yeah.
I mean,
the 70s, 1994, 70.
I wasn't alive in the 70s, so
Same.
And it had 5,500 runners.
yeah. And now it's up to like 20,000,
Yeah, so many people.
30,000.
There's at least 7.
Yeah, at least 7 runners.
Yeah.
So what really, like, are you a Disney adult? Do you go to Disney outside of that?
I would not. I feel like people take the term Disney adult and read things into it. Like the only thing
Weirdo.
you care is Disney. You're like, you want to like push little kids out of the way to go ride
I
Peter
do.
Pan.
But have you pushed little kids out of the way to ride?
I'm not going to say that right here on this podcast.
Neither confirm nor deny those rumors.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
I cannot confirm that. But yeah, I grew up going to Disneyland. My parents really liked Disney, so we did not go. I think we went 3 times maybe throughout my childhood. And then when I was like old enough to like pay my own money to go, I was like, yes, I want to go there.
But where did you grow up at?
In Seattle.
Okay, so yeah.
So, and we did a lot of like road trips. Like our vacations were mostly camping, driving places. So like when we went to California, we drove. We used to say there used to be where California Adventure is in Disneyland. That used to be an RV park where you could park your RV and like walk over and go into Disneyland for the day. And then if you want lunch, you can walk back to your RV and have lunch at your RV.
Oh man.
Well, being a Floridian,
I've
never been to any of the other Disney parks other than the ones in Florida. So what's a big difference between like the ones in California and the ones here in Florida?
California is a lot smaller because they have such limited space. So they're basically in the middle of like a city. Like you across the street are like motels you stay at. Like, so you don't stay like, there's the Disneyland hotel, but most people don't stay on property when they go to Disneyland. Like, I feel like most people, when they go to Disney World, they're going to stay at a resort.
So you're not going to get the Disney resort experience in California like you do in Florida?
I mean, if you stay at the Disneyland hotel, the rooms are like that, but like, you're not like, we're not at a resort and we get on a bus and go pick what park you're going to go to. It's like, you walk out of your hotel and then 2 blocks away is Disneyland.
So is it more expensive because less people can go in?
I don't think so.
Is it more expensive because it's California?
I don't think that either. I think it's actually similar price. It's definitely more expensive than it used to be. But I don't think it's any more expensive.
Did
I
you
think
ever go when you was a kid and like do you remember like the Disney dollar things? Where
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the paper dollars. Like my parents would buy them for us at the Disney store beforehand and give us like some Disney dollars to spend at the parks.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
It's like basically in the parks they treated it the same as money, and it was like printed like dollar bills.
Yeah, and you
with,
also
like, Mickey heads
had
on
like you used them for the rides. Like that's how you got into rides.
Oh well, I'm not that old.
In Florida, yeah. In Florida, you would like get them to go into the rides. You did. Yeah.
It used to be the system wasn't like you paid a flat fee and whatever you paid, like you get to ride whatever you want.
It's like a carnival.
It used to be more like they had like the A through E ticket rides, and like the E tickets were like the Space Mountain, like the big roller coasters, stuff like that, and those would cost like the bigger ticket price.
That's crazy.
Yeah, which I mean, honestly, my mom is like, I wish they would do that again because I'm not interested in riding rides. I just want to go and hang out and eat food and watch people.
Yeah.
Yet she still has to pay the same amount as people that want to ride every ride.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I would say yes, I'm a Disney adult, but not in like a.
But we have like I guess maybe I have like this weird kind of like, Disney adult. That is their only vacation that they take.
No, I mean, it's not. I go lots of other
But you
places,
do dress up
Yes.
amazingly
I
for
love
your
costumes.
Disney races.
Yes.
Isn't that part of the fun of the Disney races for people?
That's what I think. I think it feels like, I mean, obviously I'm used to running Disney races, and like my first half marathon was a Disney race. So I'm used to these really crowded events, and I like that. I like feeling surrounded by people. And I like that I basically feel like I'm running in like a parade.
Does it give you like childhood feels? Does it like bring back nostalgia?
Yeah. And like it's fun to dress up. Like I think, let's see, for the marathon, I had like a whole Ariel outfit, and like I almost ran with a stuffed flounder, but then I was like, this is probably a bad idea because this is a little large, so I did not. Especially because he was my sleeping buddy that night, weekend. But yeah, I love dressing up and like seeing all the cool costumes people come up with that are super creative, and like you know, the fun thing about Disney races is if you really don't care about your time, there's lots of fun things to do on the course. Mm-hmm. Like they have a lot of character stops. The marathon, if you're going fast enough, you can ride rides, you can get snacks if the parks are open by the time you get there, which oftentimes they are. You can get drinks, finish with a drink. So it's just a really fun environment.
What do you think of the reroute this year?
I was not a big fan of it, but like I don't know. There's just something about like for those of you who don't know, normally in the Disney Marathon, you finish running the last mile, doing almost the whole loop around the World Showcase in Epcot. So you get to run through like every country. You can stop and get snacks at the countries. You can get drinks at the countries. And it's just so fun. It's like a victory lap almost. This year, they routed us in through England, and basically we only got to go through part of England and Canada, which is fine. Canada, I love Canada. But Canada is not the most exciting country in the World Showcase.
You mean America's 51st state?
I do not mean that. I do not mean that. I do not believe that or mean that. But no, I love Canada, but I know a lot of people were super upset because lots of people like to get the margaritas in Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico.
Or like I used to stop and get the that Schopenhofer beer in Germany, the grapefruit one. It ended up not being like a big deal for my end of race because my friend Ashley was there and she got me a cider that I could finish with from England. But yeah, I know a lot of people were pretty bummed about that.
I really liked your finish line picture with that cider.
Oh, thanks.
It was really cool.
Yeah. I like crossing the line with a drink.
Nice.
The
I think
first
that's
year,
a tradition for a lot of people.
yeah. Well, and like the first year I did Dopey, the first year that they had Dopey.
Can you explain what dopey is?
I can. If you listen to the podcast already, you would know.
I have never listened to this podcast. I apologize.
We talked about doping.
I'm sorry, but hey, what if someone has never listened to the podcast before?
At all.
That is
Yeah.
very true.
Not that anyone has
And just
ever not
listening-
listened to the podcast before.
Totally not me.
Never.
So Dopey is what the biggest challenge they have it at the Disney World Marathon weekend. So you do 4 days of races. You do a 5K, 10K, half marathon, full marathon, all getting up at like 2 a.m. so you can start running by like 4:35, which
Wow.
honestly
Yeah.
I think is the biggest challenge of the whole
Yeah, just
thing.
waking up.
Yeah, just getting up.
Yeah. But
And
yeah.
of course, the longest distance is the last day when you're the most tired.
Yeah. But like that first year I did it, like I think I did it I think I did it the right way, aka I went pretty slow the first 3 races, and like that 4th race it was just super fun. My friend Scott had come. It was his first marathon. So we ran it together. We stopped. We rode Expedition Everest. The only thing we didn't do is get drinks going through Epcot because like we were like, let's just finish. We're right there. Let's just finish. And I was like, next year I'm absolutely getting a drink. So I didn't do it again. I think we went back in, so that was 2014 or yeah, I think 2014. And so we went back in 2018 for the 5th anniversary because my friend Scott wanted to do the Dopey because he said he felt sad walking around with just his marathon medal. And I'm like, oh. So I told him, I was like, I will do Dopey one more time and I will do it when you want to do it. So I did it that year with my best friend, Montine, and then with Scott. And that year I was super injured. So I was just trying to finish and I did. But I was like, I'm getting a beer and I am strolling to the finish line, and it was delightful.
I could see the FOMO as being real. Like if you're at one of those races, especially if you're there during the Dopey Challenge weekend.
Yeah.
And you got all the giant
People
medals
are walking
and
around
swag
with 6 huge medals.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
massive. I mean, there is some serious bling. My wife is still like carrying them around like in a Ziploc bag so she can like take them with her places to show people.
That's
We
fun.
got to do that, especially like those races are pretty expensive too.
Yeah.
So you got to show off the effort you did and then show off how cool those are.
Do you
And,
have all of your medals hanging up in your house?
I think those ones I have hanging. I don't have all my like lifetime medals hanging because that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, because you really enjoy racing.
I do. Don't do it as much in recent years just because like I got kind of overwhelmed by a lot of running. But yeah, I've been running consistently since 2011. So
Nice.
that adds
That's a
up.
long time.
Yeah.
It's a long time as a competitive runner.
Yeah. So, and a lot of those, like even those, I will admit there are a few years in there where the only running I did for the year was running at Disneyland.
Oh man.
So I would go down, suffer through a half marathon, get my medal, and be like, yep, I did it. I ran this year.
But you
But you
kept
know,
coming back.
you kind of have to do that. I feel like if I hadn't done that, I feel like, well, number one, I don't think I would be a runner if it wasn't for Run Disney and my best friend for talking me into it. She would say she did not talk me into it. She would say she mentioned it and I was like, yes. But without her and Run Disney, and then I definitely think I would have quit running at like probably after 3-4 years if it wasn't for, I still want to go to Disneyland and see my friends. And
So the
these
community
races
and
are-
the-
these
So
races
what's-
are a good excuse.
What's the run scene look like in Seattle?
We have a pretty good run scene. I have a local group that I run with, Running Evolution. It's mostly women, just super supportive, lots of different paces. So it doesn't matter what pace you run, there'll be someone to run with you. But there's also like a really big like Green Lake running group, I think they run at Green Lake, which is in Seattle, one of the biggest running places, and just lots of runners everywhere. So yeah, there's a pretty big community. So I think people talk a lot about how hard it is to make friends in Seattle, which I would say that can be the case sometimes. But if you're a runner, like it's not that hard. All you have to do is find a run, show up to the run, talk to the people. And then like there are a lot of the groups are more geared towards faster runners. So that can be a little frustrating. I think that's why it took me a long time to like join a group because I am on the slower side. But once you find one, you know, it's pretty good. So
And I think we were talking about it yesterday of like, how do you convert your running friends into outside of running friends?
yeah, I think what happened with us is you just end up spending so much time together running and like sharing things from your life, and all it takes is one like, oh, do you want to get drinks later? Or like, hey, we're gonna have people over for a book club. Do you want to come? Stuff like that. That suddenly you're like, oh, we have a text thread that's out that doesn't talk about running all the time, and oh, we know real things about each other's lives, and someone lost their job, and someone's getting divorced, and you know you're sharing things and actually supporting each other. And you met each other because of running, but you became more than just we run together friends.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's important. So how did you end up making it to the Painted Horse and Swan Song? Like how did you go from Seattle running Disney to coming and hanging out with us this weekend?
She probably flew.
Well, I mean, I understand.
I did fly.
She rented some Icarus style wings.
Yeah.
Luckily, there was like a polar, you know, it was really cold, so they didn't melt.
Well, and I don't like heights, so I don't fly that close to the sun.
Yeah,
I try to
okay,
stay
good.
away from the sun.
I mean, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I recommend that. You can tell that Icarus guy. He just got a little too
Right?
high.
Dude, you could have flew for so much longer.
I
Just
know, right?
aim a little lower. That's great life advice.
Yes.
Aim a little lower.
So I'm assuming you became friends with Shae and you found out about the races through her. And
That is true.
So how did you and Shae become friends?
We met through the 10 Junk Miles podcast listening community group. So we just talking online, especially during the pandemic. I feel like a lot
during
of
the
us,
pandemic, we all just kind of like melded together.
we all just hung out online on Slack and like just spent all day, every day, just like talking back and forth. And then when races started again, I think a lot of us were like, yes, let's go to Wisconsin to the Badger Trail races there. So I think I first met Shae and almost everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people from the 10 Junk group at the Sugar Badger that year.
Yeah, Sugar Badger. That was
So I was doing the 50 miler, and so was Shae and some of our other friends, and I DNF'd that race, which was hard at the time, but like
you would have finished.
I would have.
You could have just
Had I known what I know now, I would have finished. But I got DNF'd at mile 46, and so
it's so close.
Yeah.
It
And
was
so,
a
like-
tunnel aid station.
Yeah, and
you were actually at 48 because
tunnel was at a different spot that year because they put it at the far end of the road detour on accident. Well, that's where they dropped the porta potties, and so they're like, "Well, we have to set up by the porta potties, so we'll just set it up here."
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah. I do remember.
that's actually the main reason why they cut me off there is because I would have had to do that road detour in the dark, and they didn't want me to do that. So, you know, it is what it is. But I was pretty devastated at the time because my mom was there crewing me, and she picked me up from the aid station, and I was like, I still want to go to the finish and see everyone. And so she drove me there, and I think it was good to be there and see people. And like, Shae was so nice. Shae gave me her medal that race. It still makes me want to cry. I might cry right now.
Oh, there's a microphone.
Side hug.
They're hugging over here now.
There's headphones connected.
It meant
to
a
me.
lot because like
Kevin, I would like a hug.
I mean, later.
Okay.
you, I truly believe a finish line doesn't mean everything.
Yeah.
the effort you put in,
Oh my gosh. And you worked so
Yeah.
hard all day.
Yeah.
the effort you put in during the race, not giving up on yourself, the effort you put in your training, the hard work you do every single workout, like the whole part of that is what's important about running. And the finish line is a celebration, and it's great when you cross that and you hit that goal, but it's not the only thing. So
Because you run so many more miles.
Yeah.
You do so much more work mentally, physically before you ever get there.
yeah.
And that can be why a DNF is so devastating, because you've put in so much
Yeah.
work, and then when something like that happens, it can be really difficult.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see that perspective
I think
from
you
you.
could be
Yeah.
like me and show up to every race expecting a DNF.
And then be surprised when you cross the
You
finish
know,
line.
that was my very first DNF, so I had never experienced that before. And so it being such a new experience, like I didn't really know how to process it. So like it was good to be around people at that finish line and be able to talk to people about the race. And like, especially with so many experienced runners who have been through those experiences, to talk to them. And like, I remember we were sitting in like a circle all talking, and I think Oak Miller was next to me, and he was like, okay, let's talk right now. What are your takeaways? What did you learn? Let's write them down. And what are you going to do different next time? And I'm like, I just finished and I didn't finish and I just got here. He's like, nope, we're going to do it now because it's fresh in your mind, and we're going to write them down. And then this is how you learn from things. You know, you think through those things, and you know things from next time. Like, you know, things like, it's not always going to be terrible. Maybe if you keep going and keep pushing, it's actually going to get better. And you think you're going to die right then in that moment. You think the sun is going to murder me. My legs are killing me. These blisters are going to pop, and my feet hurt so bad. They've never hurt so bad in my life. But you could get to the next aid station and have a popsicle, or like sit down and
And then your life is changed. You're
like-
like, woo!
like even yesterday we were running the 30K in Lakeland, the Swans one, and my hip hurt so bad, like maybe like 5 miles from the finish, and we stopped at a 7-Eleven and I got a Slurpee, and suddenly we start going again, and I'm like, oh, I think the Slurpee fixed my hip. Why doesn't my hip hurt anymore?
A medical Slurpee.
It was a medical Slurpee.
And she came in with a nice blue tongue.
Well, it was purple.
Yeah.
But that's because I had a red icy earlier in the day already. And I was like, I need to get a blue Slurpee, and then I will have a purple tongue.
Well, sharing those events, you know, the sorrows of a DNF or the pain of the race itself with other people, I think it drives us closer to them, and that's why it's so easy to make friends and have deep friendships with people when you experience things like that with them. So
And you're all experiencing the same course, which is
It sounds an awful lot like trauma bonding.
yeah,
I mean, it's not trauma bonding.
it's very similar to what we did in the military.
Yes,
you
very
know,
much
that's why
so.
I'm still friends with a lot of folks that I served with. It's a similar situation.
Yeah.
Not the same, but similar.
I mean, it's the same relationship you have with your brothers and sisters a lot of times too, right? Because
Yeah.
like you're experiencing that same trauma of your parents. I mean, I'm
Parent
not
trauma.
wrong.
I don't have any siblings, so I can't relate to that.
My
story.
kids should be really, really close to each other. Then I'm sure I provide plenty of trauma.
I'm really lucky in that I had amazing parents that, they were very supportive.
Yep, I got very lucky with my parents. But then all my siblings and I trauma bonded when they died within a couple years of each other.
Yeah.
Way too young.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things. It's like it's either going to drive us apart or pull us together, and it pulls you together.
Well, and you know what's interesting about that? After that first DNF, DNFing other races don't seem so scary anymore.
Yeah.
'Cause you're
Yeah.
like, well, I did this already. Like, obviously it doesn't mean you just give up anytime things get hard, but like, you know that it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
That you will keep running, you will keep going. There'll be another chance to do that thing. So like the next year I went back for Sugar Badger again to do the 50 miler. And I'd been dealing with some heart rate issues that year. And like I was running with Jada Freer at that point. She was running with me. And we got to like mile 15 maybe. And like my heart rate was so high just walking.
Did you have COVID before that?
It wasn't before that one. That was
Okay.
the Badger 50K
Okay.
that I had COVID before. But
But I know, like, when I had COVID, it took forever. Like, I was walking and my
Yeah.
heart rate was 155. And I'm like, this is insane.
well, and you know, it could be that I didn't know I had it or something, but like I had done the Mount Si 50K maybe a month earlier. And that had been my first 50K. And after that race, like I just never fully recovered, I don't think. For whatever reason, like every run I did after that was like instantly my heart rate would be sky high.
CNS fatigue, Joe?
Yeah, we talked about that quite a bit.
Is that like Dom's?
It's being chronically overtrained. Not overtrained, but chronically overtrained. There's a difference. So, obviously you have this real close friendship with Shae, and this was Shae's race that happened this weekend. And I'm sure she's trying to get all of her friends to come do it. But when did you decide that you wanted to come and do this race with Shae?
I think it was it last year at Badger? We were there in August, and Cobby and I were talking about how much we wanted to do Shae's race just from hearing about it. And then she'd sort of let the news fly a little bit that like maybe there was going to be another one the next day with Swans. And we're like, okay, let's plan to come. We want to do it. Let's do it next year. Let's do it together at the same year. Let's just plan it, And so I think right after signups open, we signed up. We're like, let's make it happen.
Yep.
So, and obviously Shae's like, come stay with me. And we're like, yes, we would love to cuddle cats all day long.
Yeah.
So,
All right, Cobby, how did you get here from the start? When did you start running?
When did I start running? I was like, I flew here.
She also flew.
Rachel just said, we talked about it at Badger.
Rachel picked her up on her wings.
That's right.
Carried
Flew
her.
on her back like a Pegasus. So I started running in 2013. I had decided I wanted to lose some weight, so I was doing some other sort of fitness thing.
And as we've all discussed many times, running is the worst thing. That is not how. Sadly,
never
it's
really
not how
helped
it
me.
works.
You start running and you want to eat everything. And then they're like, why aren't you losing weight? You run so much. You're like, yes, I need fuel to run
right.
and I want to eat all the time.
I will say it did help me lose a bunch of weight, and it helped me maintain that weight off. But I only got to a point, and I needed to go lower, and it didn't help with that.
The cortisol levels is a big thing of it.
Once I got to a plateau, a level of fitness and weight loss, and everything just stopped.
Yep.
So at the time, I lived in Wisconsin, and I had the local, days of the town. So it was called the broiler days because there's a chicken factory in the town. So then it
Was it a smelly chicken factory?
No, it wasn't smelly. But they did process chicken, and that part of Wisconsin has a ton of chicken coops, so they're just everywhere. And so there's a local 5K and 10K, and my friend that I was, I hadn't ever ran before in my life. I had to do the mile in high school, and I thought I was going to die. Anything under over 12 minutes, and they were like, "You are way out of shape," which obviously we know that is like not true at all. But I had a friend, and she was like, I kind of want to do the 5K at Broiler Days, and I was like, I've been thinking about that too, and so we decided to do it together. And then we kind of had a falling out, and I never heard from her about it. And then she went and did it without me.
All that
what
chicken.
the hell?
And yesterday I got chicken gizzards. You wouldn't even eat one.
I wouldn't eat one. No, I should have eaten one, just to spite her. So I was a little upset about that. And that kind of got me into running by myself. I hadn't really ran with anyone anyway, but when I started running, I was using the Zombies Run app. So
I remember Zombies Run.
That was a fun one.
That's a fun one.
Yeah.
And
so is it still around?
It's still
gotta still be around. So
Yeah.
what it is, you can explain what it is. And
I mean, you can help me too, because I probably can't explain it right. But it's kind of basically the zombie apocalypse, and you are a runner sent out to get supplies, and it's almost like a podcast. So it's narrated in your head, and that's kind of it was before I think I even knew about podcasts or if they existed then. So then it's kind of easy to transition into the podcast if you're if you like the app, and so you're sent out, and they say you're going to go for a 30-minute run, and then every 5 minutes the narrator will pop in and say, oh, this thing happening, I got this transmission, and you're trying to find other people, and it's really interesting to do.
yeah, and it's really cool because it takes you just kind of on your phone, you would select a folder where your music would come from, and they they probably link with Spotify now, I imagine. But like, so it would have like, they would broadcast the story, and then they would have like, okay, and now let's play some music. And so then it would play your music, maybe like a song or two sometimes, and then would go back to the story. And it was a really good story.
Don't like zombies chase you and you gotta like run faster?
Yeah. So like, it would be like, oh my gosh, there's a horde or something. And you have to sprint for a certain amount of time.
Yep.
I just like increase your speed by like 10%. I think.
And I could never outrun the zombies, and they stole my supplies, so I always turned that option off. 'Cause I was like, hey, don't take my shit.
That sounds like a fun game.
It
Oh my
is.
gosh, it's so fun.
Yeah. So that's how I started running. Then I ended up doing the 10K at Broiler Days, I think the next year, and it was my first 10K, and I actually came in last. And I remember because it's an out and back, and I turned around and I saw somebody running the other way, and I'm like, I think I'm last, and she's like, that's okay, and I'm like, oh, okay, it is okay,
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, she's like, it's okay. Yeah, so that was really nice. But yeah, and then when I came back, so I was in Wisconsin. I moved back to Central New York, and I joined the local running club there, Finger Lakes Running Club, and just started doing group runs with people there. And then I started listening. Actually, right when I moved back, I started listening to the 10 Junk Miles podcast.
Have you heard of another very popular podcast?
Yeah.
It's called Where's the Finish.
What is it called? No, never listened to it.
Okay.
Sorry.
I don't know her.
I don't know her.
She sounds hideous.
So I started running, started listening to the podcast and realizing, there are, you think about, for me, my marathon time is very slow. When I started listening to that podcast, I'm like, you can be like a slow person and run these great races and long miles, and it's okay,
It's only accepted. It's encouraged.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. And you can have people who, of all shapes, sizes, speeds, run, ultra distances. I'm like, I think I can do that. And so, I started running the ultra distances at the Badger Trail races. And that's where I met Rachel. And actually, I met Shae earlier that year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we did the 8-hour overnight in Virginia.
Yeah. It was in Virginia,
Arlington.
yeah.
Yeah.
Near Quantico.
Yep. So that was a really fun night.
That was fun. And we ran together for at least like 2 loops. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then I was like, I think I want to go by myself. And then I sat on a bridge and tried to fall asleep in the dark.
Lots of people like to try to fall asleep in bridges in the dark high season.
So you're not alone, Susan.
Well, 10 Junk Miles has definitely done a fantastic job of building a community around their podcast and around their race. Obviously, we're an inspiration for us to do what we're doing here in Florida. And I got a chance to see you guys last year. It was the first time I ever went to a TJM race. And it's very, very communal. One of the things I like that they did that I haven't seen in a Florida race yet, not to that level anyhow, is almost like a party bib pickup the day before whenever we went down. So everyone was using that opportunity the day before the race to come and really kind of do like a little reunion. People were eating and having a drink and socializing.
Yeah. There's food. Well, it's because it's at a small bar.
Yeah.
And
that's someone's house.
There's other options.
That's not a bar.
It does feel like you're going to someone's house.
I'm like, that's my
It
buddy's
is a house with a bar in the basement.
Dots Tavern. Shout out Dots Tavern.
Yeah.
And then there's they have a food truck there, and it's kind of just a nice get together
Nice
party.
big patio.
There was a beer mile, I heard.
There was a beer mile.
Yeah.
It's a beer
You
mile.
guys doing it this year?
Absolutely not. I am never doing it ever again.
I thought you were like, absolutely. And then you said not. And I'm
Absolutely
like,
not.
what?
I did a beer mile one time. It was a virtual beer mile, and it took me half an hour, and I threw up in the bushes, and I was like, I'm never doing this again.
That was
Goodbye.
fun. That was
It
that was during COVID. We all got on Zoom.
Yep.
And so then we would go and we'd run, and then we'd drink in front of the Zoom, with Zoom.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yep.
What a creative way to use Zoom.
Yeah.
Was it created for like educators so people could go to school during COVID or something?
No, it was made for beer miles. It was made for virtual beer miles.
It's so funny because I think it existed before COVID,
did.
but
Oh, yeah.
it boomed during COVID because people were like, we need a resource.
They had to rebuild the whole platform basically to make it work.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So no beer mile for you this year?
No beer mile for me. I'm gonna stay sober. Well, no, I'm not gonna stay sober, but I'm not gonna
Well, you
drink
can
that
come
much
watch.
beer.
You can come watch Shae and myself and Joe make a fool of ourselves.
Why do you throw Joe into that? Joe doesn't do beer miles.
No.
Well, you don't have to drink beer.
Yeah,
It's any
Joe.
carbonated drink.
I'll run a mile. I won't.
Yeah, do it with LaCroix.
LaCroix.
No, I don't want to get sick. Even LaCroix make me sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Milk.
listen,
Do it with milk.
I am.
Oh no, that sounds disgusting.
I'm adverse to making myself sick on purpose.
Okay.
You know,
All right. Well, you can come hang out.
I will definitely do that and cheer for you fools while you puke.
The watching part is actually really fun. 'Cause
Yeah, it was.
And like we were taking bets, we weren't, but we were taking bets on who was going to throw up. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
totally do that this year.
I can't wait. It's
I
gonna
don't
be
think
a miserable
anybody had
time.
me for throw up. I've never thrown up.
No,
after
I
beer
did
mile.
not expect that.
I have no idea why.
You didn't tell after though, right?
Oh yeah, it was way after.
Yeah.
It was like 5+ minutes after.
The problem I think I have, and I've gotten way more experience at this since then.
Because he's done it a few
I've
times.
done it a few times now, but I think that it's drinking out of a can
It's hard.
is harder.
Yeah.
Way harder.
Oh yeah.
Than a bottle?
Than
than
a
a,
cup.
than a
Yeah.
bottle or a cup.
Oh.
Way
a cup.
harder.
A cup makes beer miles so easy.
Oh, cup.
Because you just because you're not waiting on anything like glug 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 glug. You just open up the hatch and
Just
gone.
down it goes.
Well, you know, you can fix that. Just take you something sharp and poke a hole in the bottom of the can when you
Shotgun
start. Yeah,
Oh man,
Shotgun a beer. God, that would be horrendous.
I think I'm gonna do it.
it'll get it down faster without
No,
all
it's
the
gonna
air.
go everywhere.
That's fine.
When they do it, because then it doesn't count.
I gotta do 2. I'll double fist them.
No, you could put your little.
Stone Cold Steve Austin style.
You can put your finger on the little hole so that
Yeah, it's a
you know,
carburetor.
Yeah.
Is that
There you
how
go.
carburetors work?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
No clue.
I just know that carburetors are in a car.
They are?
They are in a car.
They are a carburetor.
They
They-
They berate the car into going
not
fast.
not so much anymore.
Okay.
Most vehicles now are fuel injected. They're not usually carbureted.
Oh.
We had a discussion about cars yesterday. Actually, we were talking about catalytic converters.
We were.
Yeah.
We talked about Cadillacs yesterday, but only because one of Shae's cats sounds like a Cadillac.
Yeah. I've Starling's
Oh
got
my
a
God.
very big per motor.
I could see Shae in like an old school Cadillac driving around town. Like, yeah,
Like an Eldorado?
yeah, definitely.
with like bull horns on the front of it.
Yeah.
Like a 700 cubic inch engine in it.
yes.
I don't know. Is that big?
tank.
And then she would
I'm like, those are words.
and then what
Those
she
are
would do
definitely
is she
some
would
words you were
split dye
saying
her
in
hair,
order.
Oh yeah.
half black, half white,
Oh yeah.
and come out with like a fur coat.
He's calling you Corella now.
Oh goodness.
So obviously, you decided also probably during that same conversation you were going to come down here and do this with us.
Yeah,
Well,
actually,
I do want to say you have run long distances, both of you.
Yes.
Your longest distance
I mean, at one time is that 46 miles.
at 46. Yeah.
And then Dopey it would be like what
48.
48 over
Uh-huh.
over a
Yeah.
weekend, but yeah.
What
And
about
then-
you?
my longest was 101 miles at
Let's
3
go.
days at the fair. Yeah, and you had to do 101 in order to get the buckle. So I mean, I was going to get.
I was
that
like,
buckle.
why'd you do 101 and not 100?
Yeah, so 3 days at the fair is a fixed timed race, anywhere from 6 hours to 6 days, even though it's called 3 days. But in order to get buckles, you have to do 101 miles, 202, 303, which I think is kind of nice. So my buckle is.
Yeah, our races
bit
end up
different.
that far anyhow. We always have extra bonus miles
Right.
of ultras.
Yeah.
But it's a small loop, right?
It's a 1 mile loop,
Oh,
and
God.
it's all paved except for one little sporty section of gravel.
The sporty section.
Yeah,
You wear trail shoes for the sporty section?
Change your shoes halfway through.
yeah. That was Jesse Canfield that said that. He came and paced me for like 40 miles. So
Oh, fun.
shout out to him for helping me get through that, and Jess Gibson as well. She crewed me like a boss. But yeah, so it's 1 mile, which I love looped races because my brain works really well on oh, I'm really tired. But you only have to do 1 mile, and then you're coming back to your crew. You're coming back to your spot, and it's like great. I can do 1 mile, and then you just go out and get it done. It's
We
like
have a brand new one in Florida called the Sombrero Ultra Running Festival. And we had a lot of people come out to it. This year was
Yeah.
the inaugural year for it. So it's going to be a big race for us next year, I think, too.
what's the loop?
It's 1.3 miles, and it's a 48-hour event. But they have
Multi-terrain.
They have a 3-hour, 6-hour day, 6-hour night, 12-hour day, 12-hour night,
And they had a burrito
24-hour,
eating contest.
and a 48-hour.
And a belt, a championship belt.
Did anyone throw up?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, you weren't there. Okay,
No, we weren't there. We just
were-
heard
we were
about
My
it.
doing-
wife went and ran it
Yeah.
for the 12-hour.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you did the 100 at 3 days.
101.
But then 101. But you also did a multi-day 100 challenge, right? back in during COVID.
Yeah, during COVID.
Like, oh yeah, what?
I know, I
I
was
forgot
like,
about that.
Yeah, 'cause I was like, it kind of plays into
Sure.
those multi-day things because you guys both have that experience.
Yeah. So back in 2020, during COVID, I was interested in doing 100, but I had no idea if I could do it in, the cutoff of 36 hours or 30 hours. And so, they were doing a bunch of virtuals because that's how a lot of, race companies got through that time. And so I found a 100-miler that I wanted to do. And I asked my friend Holly if it would be okay for me to do it over multiple days. She said, who cares? Do what you want. Like, if you pay the money, you can do however you want to do it. And so she's like, I'll do it with you. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And Holly lives in Wisconsin as well. And so she's like, I'll do it with you. And it was really fun we started on the same day and we did it over 4 days. And we were sending videos back and forth to each other about what we were doing and how it was going. And it was just a really nice way to connect with somebody. And, I had never ran that far before in my life.
I don't even like to drive that far.
Yeah. And my uterus stayed in my body, by the way.
Oh, yeah, nice. It didn't wander anywhere.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. So that was really a really good way. And it's like, this is a really cool way to connect with people that are, not in your area and be able to run with somebody and get something done that you want to do. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
That's cool.
And I cried at the end. I took a video as I was finishing and I was like,
I cry a lot too.
So you guys came down here for the race. Y'all flew in with your wings on what, Friday? Thursday?
So my parents actually live in Ruskin, which is about 2 hours from here, in the winter. And so I actually came down at the beginning
How
of the
far
month.
is it in the summer?
Well, they live there in the winter,
Oh, okay.
is what I was saying. And then they live in central New York in the summer. So I came down a couple weeks ago at the beginning of the month and just took a vacation.
Nice.
And,
Okay.
Cool.
And then I came down to Ocala on Friday to run both races. And I ended up running Painted Horse. And I did not run Swan Song, but I hope to come back and get that medal another year.
Heck yeah.
You should do the challenge for the belt buckle.
No, thank you. It's a really great buckle. Anyone interested in doing it should totally do it.
It's so pretty.
Yeah.
It's sparkly.
Yeah. So when did you get here, Rachel?
I flew in Friday night and I'm flying home tonight, which I wish I could have done a longer trip, but I just have a lot going on at work right now. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Work
only
is
so many
overrated.
vacation days we can take, right?
Yeah. I gotta save them up.
Gotta save 'em
to
up
go
for-
all
yeah.
the places.
All the places.
Yeah.
All the places.
So as we start diving into the races, Shae, why don't you give us a little history of how you came up with these races and what they are?
Oh man. So I want to say I kind of first had the idea 2019 because I started seeing the painted horses and I was like, I love these things. I wonder where they are. Could I run from one to the other? Could I run and see them? So I started going around and I posted on Facebook like, hey guys, where do you know where there's painted horses? And people were like, oh, there's one here. I'm like, yeah, those are the obvious ones. So then I started looking it up and trying to see where they were on various websites. The Marian Cultural Alliance, they're the ones that actually did the original projects, but they have no idea. I don't know what it is, but they have just no idea of where all these statues ended up, where they are. But so all through Marion County, there's a bunch of them. So I started adding them to a little map. And then I was like, okay, let me put them into this route creator. So I put all them into the route creator and the distance was really long because some of them are far out. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna cut it down. I'm gonna make a 50K-ish route. And the way it was first was a point to point. So it started at Santos and ended at the Appleton.
When was that?
So the first year I ran the whole route together was in 2020.
Okay.
So I ran that route in 2020 and I was like, I'm gonna do this. So then I put on the official event, first one in 2021. And then of course I went to grad school, and between work and school and all the other things I was doing, I didn't put it on until 2024. So I had a 2-year gap of when I put it on. And so then it was when I was going to create it again, I was like, the point to point format's really tough. So let me go ahead and try and make it a loop. So then you still see a bunch of the horses. It's more of a loop. So you start and end at the square, which I think is, a better thing in Ocala. It's a nice, cool place. And there's a lot of food down there. There's good parking, everything like that. So you guys did it. I peer pressured you guys into doing it.
Last year. Yeah, we had a great time too.
And so then
Let's fucking go.
this is the second year of the new route. So then I don't even know how I heard of the painted swans in Lakeland. Maybe I was just seeing them when we went to TikTok, and that could have been that. And then
It might have been Craig too, or Paul.
It could have been, yeah. So Craig, Nicole Armbruster, and Paul Gibbs, they all live down in Lakeland. And so I looked it up, and they keep up a website with all the swans in it. Just saying, Marion County.
Yeah, they got to step up.
Well, I get messages all the time from people like on Facebook or via email, or they're emailing through Ultra Sign Up saying like, hey, I'm not a runner, but do you know where, these horses are? So I send them the Google map. And so people drive around and look at them with their family.
Should take up the gauntlet for Marion County. And
well, I mean, if they search the painted horses, they are going to be finding like the Visitors Bureau. They've got literally 5 horses listed on there. And I'm like, come on, there's so many. And it's very easy to create a map. So Lakeland actually had a map. So I sent it to Craig and Paul, and I'm like, hey, are these, all the ones you know of? And then I started, plotting out a map. And I plotted an ultra, but then it was like you only added like 3 swans if you made it a 50K. So I was like, I bet I can do a lower distance might be more fun. So then I came up with the 30K route. And yeah, so it was the first time this year. And then I was like, you know what? It'd be fun to do them on back to back, make it a little tougher. And so, yeah, there it is.
Huh. Nice. So do you think you have an accounting of where all the painted horses are now in Marion County?
I have a very good idea. There's one I know exists. I don't know where it is.
Huh.
It's somewhere. It's in Carol Bird's neighborhood. That's all I know.
Really?
And then there's some that are privately owned, so I don't know where those are. And there's some I really want to track down and see like, well, what happened to this one?
Yeah.
The golf course one. That one makes me so mad. Because there's one, it's called Golf Course, and it's
Golf Course Horse, yeah.
The Golf Course Horse. And it was in front of the golf place on Silver Springs Boulevard.
The golf course?
The golf course.
Okay.
Golf place, yes. The place where they do golf.
Place where they do golf.
Okay.
We ran past one it's just called the Golf Club. And I'm like, that's kind of a funny little pun. Like it's a club and then they use clubs.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Golf club. And then they had a big sign that's like, unless you're a member of our club, please stay off our premises.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and then I called them. I was like, hey, you guys had a horse out there for years. Where did it go? Well, I don't know about a horse. Ask somebody. So yeah, I still haven't been able to track down where that thing went to.
And then the Painter's Revenge Challenge. Like, how did you come up with the concept of that?
Well, so I wanted to do it like kind of the same weekend that I did it the previous year. And then I know like Skunk Ape was right around then. And I was like, wouldn't it be fun if people did the Skunk Ape race and then the horse and then the swan? Because they're all like animal kind of things.
Yeah.
And so I
the
reached
skunk
out.
ape's an animal.
It
Yeah,
is.
sure.
Yeah. So
a
I
real
reached
animal.
out to a real animal. Yes, 100% real.
If you squint hard enough, it kind of looks like Joe.
Yeah, that's just me walking through the woods. Y'all have really nice squinty eyes.
So I reached out to Joe Fuller and I was like, hey, would you mind if I did something like that? And he's like, heck yeah, go ahead and do it. So
Nice.
So it came into existence.
This is the first year for it?
first
This
year
is.
for it. Yep. Well, I still have 45 more buckles. So people need to. So next year.
We'll have to open it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't really advertise and really push it out there this year.
Especially the Swan route, because I wanted to make sure the route was good before I really tried to push it more. Because I need to keep it small, because anything over 50 people in Ocala needs a permit. And I do not want to do any kind of thing like that. It's a group run where you get a medal at the end and we just kind of hang out all day.
Cool. Yeah.
We didn't get kicked out of the library.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I do have a funny story about that though.
Okay. So y'all were set up at the
Yeah, we had an
library.
aid station. Yeah.
They had an aid station. It was mile 11 for the people doing the 25K and
Yeah.
mile 23 for the people doing the 55K.
Yeah, we had Emily Quintanilla was out there and Greg Lawson. So we had the whole crew. Joe, obviously, he was handing out signs and things like that and putting stuff up. And he came out and hung out with us. And Chris and Laura, they came out and hung out with us too. We had like more people out there hanging out than running. It seemed
Well,
like.
we had like, what, 25-ish runners running
It's quite a
the
few.
horse run.
But yeah, we hung out. And a lot of people were interested in what we were doing.
Maybe we're selling Girl Scout cookies.
They would drive by really slow and hey, what y'all doing out here? And there's this one guy this older guy. He came up and he had half of a golf club. So like a golf club, but the head was missing. I have no idea what he was doing, but he just came up walking. He's like, "What are y'all doing out here?" And we're like, "Oh, well, some people are out here running, doing this running thing." He's like, "Oh, it's like a 5K," and we're like, "Yeah, kind of like a 5K, except 35 miles." He's like, "Oh no, nobody can do that. They'd be way too tired to do that. They can't do that." And then Joe's like, "Yeah," he's like, "These 3 guys over here," he pointed to Greg, myself, and Emily. "Oh, they've done 100 miles." And that guy looks at Joe and he's like, "Oh, guys like us, we can't do that. Us old guys don't do that." Which is really funny because Greg is actually older than Joe
by a month.
So, which makes me laugh. So, and then as we were laughing, the old guy was like, "Well, I guess I know when I've overstayed my welcome," and then just walked right on by.
Well, Joe also, you guys also told him like, well,
yeah, we did.
Joe's done 100K. He's done 62 miles.
Yeah, he didn't believe it. Yeah. None of us. He's like, "That's not doable. No one can do that."
Yeah, there were some very fun shenanigans at our aid station.
Yeah.
So
there were shenanigans.
There were many shenanigans.
Well, we had a couple of ladies from North Carolina that came down. I think they were surprised we even had an aid station.
Yeah. Well, they also I guess they didn't kind of realize that it was like an actual race format kind of thing, because one of them emailed me before and said like, "Hey, can we start later than 7? That's really early." And I was like, "I don't care. Go right ahead." So, and then they apparently started around 8, but I don't remember ever seeing them because we hung out for a while waiting for them.
Yeah.
And then somebody got pulled over by a cop car and I was blocked in.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever. And then when I was going to leave, she's like, "Oh, you're not blocked in. You got plenty of space." I'm like, "No. You don't understand." You guys were with me when I was trying to get out of a parallel parking spot. I have a lot of anxiety about possibly hitting other cars. That just so much. And so, I was just waiting, and I never saw them. But then they apparently did finish, but me and Susan weren't out there because we went with Cobby and Rachel to the running elements to go to the bathroom and say hey. And so I guess I missed their finish. And so they didn't know there were medals. They didn't know there was timing. They didn't know there was anything out there, like no swag, but they saw the aid, but still didn't.
But after they sat down with us at the aid station, they found out all this stuff.
Yeah, we told them.
And they loved it. They're like, "This is amazing. This is fantastic." And I think they want to come back. So, we told them about the other race too.
But they sent me their like a Garmin screenshot, and they ended up doing like almost 19 miles.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I don't know how.
They said they were going to run some of the red route.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that. Yeah,
because
so they
wanted to see some more horses.
Yeah,
were
so they
just
kind of
having
did.
fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like you guys did the 25K.
Yes.
And you saw a good amount of horses.
Yeah, we saw a ton of horses.
We saw so many horses, like so many cool ones.
And I'm glad Rachel was there because I'm like, I'm following the course. And she's like, "Look, a horse." I'm like, "Where?" And then I would have missed so many if it wasn't for her and the paper.
It was nice that you
corrections.
had the route loaded on your watch because we knew where we were the whole time. But yeah, so Cobby was in charge of it on her watch, and then I had the sheet that Shae printed out that had like where all the horses were and like what businesses they were at.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be like, "Okay, we're looking for this law firm, or we're looking for this bank," and then sometimes it'd be, "It's right there. Let's cut through the parking lot."
I know.
And, which is what you're supposed to do.
And
You
Cobby
cut
say,
the corners.
but the
do
course on my watch says to keep going straight.
I'm used to like traditional races where it's like, stay on the course, you're going to get disqualified. You got to, follow it. And I was just like, "No, this is what it says." And then I was like, "Oh, wait, yeah, we can just kind of
These races are
fun.
scavenger hunts.
Yeah.
And they're intended to be slow and fun. Do it with a group. It's the best way to go.
Especially with at least one other person,
Yeah.
because that just, you guys can do
so
shenanigans.
much more fun.
Yeah. And it made the miles go by so much faster because you're
Yeah.
trying to figure out where you're going and looking for things. And you're like, "I'm already 5 miles in."
You're not thinking about the
Oh,
pain of running.
crap.
You're actually searching, and in
Yeah.
your mind, you're thinking about where you got to go.
Yeah.
Well, and then there's like, you're stopping every certain amount of time. So you're stopping for a while, and then you're looking at the horse and like, "Okay, well, let's run to the next horse," and looking at a horse.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, get a little bit more rest.
I think the hardest times were probably when there were long stretches between horses.
Between
but like,
the Appleton.
and
Go to the
we
Appleton.
stopped at Wendy's and got breakfast fries, and I got a Frosty. So that was a nice little break.
it was a great decision.
We filled
by
up our
Rachel.
water
And I mean,
bottles.
that's exactly it.
We got
Like,
used the bathroom.
It's
it
your
was
adventure.
perfect.
Yeah. Those
So-
fries were amazing. And
Yeah,
I'm so glad you had a good idea. For
I
that.
didn't know they had like the seasoned breakfast wedges there if you you go in the
Yeah.
morning.
They're so
I was just
good.
like, do you have a potato product? She's like, we have these wedges. I was like, yes, I will take those wedges.
And you had a Frosty.
And I was like, and that Girl Scout cookie Thin Mint Frosty, please.
Okay, yeah. See, I'm very intrigued.
It was
and
good.
I need this in my life.
So you can get it with either the vanilla or the chocolate base. I went with chocolate.
Chocolate base, always chocolate.
And then
base.
it's like a top, like a saucy topping that has like cookie like crumbly bits in it. So
You better go try it for the
super minty.
I'm sure
honestly, it's
a
limited
limited
time.
edition, yeah.
It's probably going to be gone before the end of February.
yeah.
you better go try it.
So one of the real fun things about these types of races is, you can go and explore and you can
Yeah.
stop and you can have lunch, So we started at the beginning and it was,
We started at the beginning.
we're going back to the beginning to start.
We like to start at the beginning.
So we start downtown at the square, and it was pretty chilly Saturday morning. So
Yeah,
we
we
had,
did have
we had
aid station coffee.
Yeah, so that was nice. And our friend Joe Miller, the other younger Joe Miller, started his company. He's been showing up some of the races, providing aid station coffee is the name of his company, and he's making sales on Etsy right now. So he has to he roasts the coffee beans and grinds them or does whatever and sends them to you, and really good coffee. And so Shae had some coffee and we had some donuts out there, and people just
Tastio.
Those donuts were so good. Oh, and when we ran by Tastio later in the day, I was going to get another donut, but the line was huge.
Yeah.
Like it went all the way back to the sidewalk.
Yes, it does.
I'm
yeah,
like,
so the line and like I do a Tastio run. So like I'll start at my house and I'll run to Tastio, get a donut, and run back. And I've waited like 20-25 minutes before, but I'm like, I ran 8 miles
Yeah.
here. I'm getting my freaking donut.
Well, yeah. So I was like, well, let's not wait. But I was like, Cobby, I'm just going to go like look at the donuts in the window.
Nice. That's so
how much
funny.
is that donut in
like,
the
okay, we can
window?
go now.
yeah, because
But-
like
and I
you know
had-
they sell out too.
I had one in the morning when we
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
And then I was glad that there was leftovers yesterday because I had one at the aid station yesterday too.
It's perfect.
So so tell us about your race. How did it go?
It was super fun. Like obviously the horses are beautiful and it was so fun running around. And so we took it, I think, intentionally pretty slow on Saturday, and the weather was great. I mean,
It was cold.
coming from Seattle.
it was not.
I found it delightful.
It's currently
I was
like
wearing
17 degrees in New York, so no.
One of my running skirts and a tank top.
Well, once
And,
the sun came out, and
it got
was
quite
overhead,
warm.
it actually started warming up,
Yeah,
and I was
it
able to
did.
take my hoodie off and actually get comfortable.
But it was great for running. Great weather.
It wasn't humid like Florida is humid. It was not humid at
No,
all.
it
My hair has been straight for like the last couple days and it's driving me crazy. With the humidity, I get nice curls and now it's just like this wavy mess.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy.
It's still cute.
I'm fishing for compliments and reeling them in.
And you got them. What I liked about it was that I had never been to Ocala before. So being able to see the city this way on foot and have a purpose and not just like wander around was really great. And it's not just being on the main drag. You get to go into residential neighborhoods and down into these little parks that I don't know I would even know was there. That was really cool.
Yeah.
The historic part, my favorite, like the downtown area, Fort King historic area. There's lots of those little hidden parks in there, and the lots are big, and the houses are big, and they're just pretty, and it's a large area of residential area, and it's really just super nice because we run on Tuesdays at the Running Elements, and part of the route we usually will take different streets down through the historic parts of Ocala and run, and there's so many wonderful areas down there. Yeah. I love it.
That park in the back. What's the name of that park? The one that we hit at like mile 12?
Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa.
That's
Yeah.
such a pretty park with the lake or the whatever that is with the little fountainy things, and then that little kids playground,
Yeah.
and then running along that path along the train tracks. Like that was really pretty too. I like that section.
I
Yeah.
think you guys went by. So you guys actually got a horse that the 55Kers didn't. That's like kind of in that's in like a building. You look through a window at one of them at this bank.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's pretty early in the race.
Yes, I remember that one.
I tried to go in and then it was like the business.
She's
I was like, Monday through Friday.
maybe it's unlocked. Let me try the door. Yeah, that was a cool one. I like that one.
Yeah, that was good.
What was your
And you went
favorite
by the tennis center that had the giant
The
tennis
big
ball.
giant tennis ball out front.
I
Yep.
love that one.
Yep.
It's
I
like,
don't remember
you
the giant
You
tennis
didn't
ball.
see it? I didn't point it out, but I was just like, oh, look, it was giant.
No, I don't
Yeah.
remember.
It was before just before the library.
You know that's changing.
Okay.
They're going to paint it. It's scheduled to be repainted.
Are they going to paint it as a pickleball?
That's right.
Are they really?
No, I just
Okay,
made
good.
that up.
That I almost had a
believable.
conniption.
Believable.
She literally was getting her phone. I'm fucking emailing them right now. I'll be goddamn. They turned that shit into a goddamn pickleball.
Oh man.
I heard it.
But yeah. Did you? Were you asking what my
was,
my
yeah.
favorite horse was? I really liked was it fireworks? The red one with the like starbursts.
Yeah,
I really
at
like
the,
that one.
Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of
the
Commerce.
CEP.
Yep.
And then I really liked the one that was back at the Second Avenue Business Complex.
Yeah, the Second Street Professional
Second
Center.
Street Professional Center.
And that one had all the feral cats.
Yes, there's some feral cats there. We actually saw feral cats like 3 different places.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that it's like the modern art, like Kandinsky look. I really like that one. And then obviously there are a lot of good ones.
The honeycomb one was my favorite.
Well, that's what I was going to
That's
say.
mine.
After that,
I was like,
yeah.
I should mention the honeycomb one because I know it was Cobby's favorite.
Honeycomb is really pretty.
so
It's
So
really
it's at
pretty.
the Ocala magazine, their offices, and it's just
That's my
Such
favorite one.
vibrant colors.
Yeah.
That purple is just
Yeah.
so rich.
beautiful.
Another pretty one, I think, is the sunflower horse. And then there's
It's at the Vintage Park.
Yeah, I
the
think that-
CF Vintage
I
Park.
don't
You
think
guys
we
didn't,
saw that
no,
one.
you didn't
Yeah.
see that one.
Yeah.
my favorite along the route is the veterans one at the dealership over off of 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's my favorite. That
Did
one
we
was,
see that one?
You guys did not.
America truck, yeah.
So you got to come back and do the 55K so you can see the ones that you missed.
We'll come back and Shake and drive us around to see the ones.
I could definitely do that.
I mean, I
That's
could do the
also an option.
55K, but you never
Driving
know.
around sounds like so much funner.
Yeah, much more funner. But yeah, what was it? What was I going to say? I forgot. That's not important.
Then when we got through with that, we went and had some wonderful dinner right there by Tuscaloosa Park. And, we have the brewery and the restaurant, little food court there, and had a really nice little gathering. So you guys got to meet some other ultra runners from Florida. That was really fun.
Yeah, it was fun to put like faces to names because a lot of them were people you guys have had on the podcast or that you've talked about before. So it's like, oh, I remember that. I remember that name. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know anybody of those names.
I mean, so you listen to the podcast.
But now you
I know,
know
now.
them.
See, now I've always been interested in listening to the podcast, but it was just something that I just never got around to. And now I'm like, now I know these people.
Yeah.
Now I can go back and listen
Yeah.
and have more of a personal, like,
Yeah, you learn.
And you can
connection
laugh
with them.
that much harder at Craig.
Did Craig do Across Florida?
Yes,
Yes.
He, yeah,
'Cause,
he,
like, he
did
and
across
Nicole?
Florida. Yeah, with Nicole Armbruster.
Okay, because
Yeah.
like it wasn't until we were sitting at dinner yesterday that I was like, I feel like they did the Florida one, and
Yeah.
I listened to that podcast, and I ran all day yesterday with Craig, and I did not put that together until we were at dinner, and I was like, oh, okay.
Did you see their matching tattoos? Did they not show you their
Oh
matching
yeah,
tattoos?
no,
Yeah.
probably not. Because
Probably
he was
not.
wearing
I
a
think so.
short sleeve shirt, but they have a little bear with running shoes on the Florida Trail.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
cute.
that's really
but done
cute.
by the same artist that did this one.
Oh, that's
yeah,
so
like
fun.
watercolor
Well, that's
style.
a good
Yeah.
segue to the
Gorgeous.
Swan song then. So you spent the whole day running with him yesterday.
Yeah, I ran with Craig and with Mandy and Katie. The 4 of us stuck together doing our party pace crew. Just taking our time, looking at all the things. And it was awesome because Craig is from Lakeland. And so he was giving us like the insider tips of like what this old building is. And behind that other thing, there is this thing.
Maybe
Like,
we should have tour guides for the races in the future to
No, just Craig.
to lead groups.
Just Craig.
just Craig.
We can have people to lead groups. So, because I think you guys did it yesterday is the way I think this race is intended to be ran. I mean,
But
in my
I also
opinion.
so I like the tour guide aspect of it, but I also like you guys have no clue about Ocala. So you're like, what is this? What is that? Hey, there's a horse. So I do like that, like the scavenger hunt style too.
It did get to a point though that I was asking Craig what random buildings were, and he's like, I don't know what that is. It looked old to me. It has pillars. I'm like, oh, this must be something cool.
So maybe
he's
we
like,
should
I
have a
don't know.
designated tour guide group runner for each one. So, like,
If they want
if
to,
you
yeah.
want to run with someone that's familiar with the area that can do some interpretation for you and tell you what's what, that person leads a large group.
But here's the thing too, is like, so Teresa and Alicia, they ran it together and they're like, it's a totally different perspective
Of their own hometown.
on their own hometown that they drive all the time. And
Yeah.
like you guys have experienced
Yeah.
it too, of like now when you drive around town, you're like, hey, there's a horse over there. I know. I've run here before.
I did the same thing with Tampa though.
Yeah.
I mean, running in Tampa, doing that 100, like that's the same premise. Like now when I drive through there and I'm like, oh, I have a completely different understanding and respect for that area because I've traveled it on foot.
So maybe next year I can lead a party pace group since I'm a native Ocala.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I
talk
love it.
about-
That'd be fun.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to run with a group and make sure that they're staying with a group, we can have like
Yeah.
a designated one for each race that this is a party pace group.
I like the idea of just putting it on an audio tape and then you just carry a Walkman with
Oh,
you.
there you go. Oh yeah, we can like
Please.
pre-
Fast
Only if you
forward.
have the big over
big-
ears.
yeah.
So you
headphones,
can
too.
you can build a website because I've done it in several cities where you have numbered locations.
Oh, yeah.
And when you get to that numbered location,
You
you
go boop,
boop, boop boop, and then it gives you a little speech, a little talk about the history of that
Cute.
particular thing.
It's like when you walk through a museum and you have those same things.
It's the same
Yeah.
Oh
thing.
man, I would be
Playing
so
with the
good at
audio
this.
guide.
I would be perfect at it. You would scan it and I would say, this is a painted horse.
This is a horse. People have added paint to it.
And then the next one, this is also a painted horse.
This is painted horse number 4. Continue. Wow. But really, I mean, because these race formats, there's so much you could do with them. They're just so fun. I mean, you can do it any way you want, really. I mean, we do have people that show up like Kevin last year or Evan this year that they're just zooming through the course.
I still have this course record. Just saying.
So what was your favorite part of the Lakeland run yesterday? Like, what was your favorite swan, for example?
Well, Craig had spent most of the run building up this one swan that was his favorite. He was like, this is going to be amazing, but I'm not going to spoil it. And we come running up to it, and on the side that as we approach it, it just looks like a white swan. But you can kind of see that there's like some black bleeding over the edges. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's going to be like a white swan on one side and a black swan on the other. And I get around to the other side, and it's like X-ray skeleton swan. I was like, this is the coolest swan ever. He did not overhype it one bit.
What a neat concept.
But I love that it was a surprise still too. But like, there's so many cool swans. Like Dr. Swan is super cool.
Dr. Watt Swan.
Dr. Watt Swan at the Watson Clinic.
At the Watson Clinic.
So many good puns.
Yeah.
So many good puns. I loved like the disco ball swan. That's super fun.
I love that one.
There was the Publix swan that I know some people really liked. He's wearing like a little suit jacket with the Publix logo on it.
Do you like the boring swan?
I did not like the boring.
It was very boring.
So boring.
It's
You know
so
what I
boring.
don't like about the boring swan is like at that point you just want to be done running and you have to like go left instead of right for a block.
And
to
then that
see the
light takes
boring
forever.
swan. It does.
That is the longest light probably in the entirety of Florida.
Well, the longest light that actually turns and lets you walk at it. Like
yes.
that
I
one
almost
by
got
the
hit there.
that one by the 7-Eleven, we
Yeah.
ended up just froggering across because it never turned. It never.
I think
it
it's
was a little
broken.
walkie guy.
You
But
should
yeah,
write them a letter.
yeah. So many cool swans though. I really liked a lot of them, and the horses too. But yeah, it was just really cool. That seems like such a cool little town.
Yeah,
Like,
it
so
is,
much
yeah.
cool
Yeah.
stuff there, and like the neighborhoods we were running through, like there were people out walking that were like hi or like good job.
and like Lake Hollingsworth, when you go around there's just so many people there.
Tons of
all the
runners,
time.
and we saw like there was this one like real tall dude who we saw as we were going around once. We saw him at least 3 times, and Craig was like, "Oh yeah, I recognize him. He runs here a lot. He has like a really like famous coach."
Yeah. Well, and Craig too, he's a Lakeland local native, and he's just talking about how like at Lake Hollingsworth, from the time he was a kid, he and his mom went around that lake.
Yeah.
And so he's run around that lake thousands and thousands of times. He's done 6-hour, 12-hour TikTok there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
He was surprised that he's like, "Wait, we're going all the way around the lake?"
well, the medal was shaped
Yes.
like Lake Hollingsworth.
Well, and then he was like-
it's a gem of a place to run.
He's like, "Why are we running all the way to the pandas? It's just the pandas." He's like, "I know we're going around the lake, and that's like something we can look at around the lake." He's like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's fun."
That's because Craig didn't read the race information.
Well,
It was
'cause
delightful.
I was going to say we also
He did the preview run. He went.
yeah, we did
that
preview.
one.
Oh,
run.
that's
Yeah.
true. In July. It
Yeah.
was hot.
It was
Yeah.
hot, and we didn't do the whole course
We did
either.
not because
Yeah.
we skipped the lake.
We skipped the lake. We skipped the Belmar. We switched Boring Swan. We switched going up into the promenade.
Yeah.
And Hollis Garden.
He was. There was a moment where he was like, "Oh, I suggested this change, and we're doing it." So
yeah. Well, and then he
appreciated that.
also like he sent his Garmin, and so we watched him go from the Watson to the emergency room. And I'm like, oh, I'm stealing that.
That's
I am
definitely
stealing
good.
this
Well, that's one
reroute.
of the-
So he had some good reroutes. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, I didn't
That's
think
a great
about
thing
this.
about an inaugural year of a race. You're definitely going to make adjustments. There's things you're going to do better for, and there's always something that first year.
Yeah.
And even probably every year of any race, you find little things that you can tweak here and
Yep.
there, make it better.
Yep. And then 3-4 days before the race, I was like, for the 55K, I'm like, I'm going to add a mile because there's these 2 horses that are really good. So I added a mile just a couple days before.
So, of the 2 events that you ran this weekend, did you have one city that you preferred running through over the other?
Don't make them answer that.
That's a good question.
They're going to say Lakeland.
Well, they can say
I can't
Lakeland.
say Lakeland. I'm gonna say Ocala because I didn't run. I didn't run.
Yeah, fuck off, Joe.
Hey, listen, I love my hometown, but I'm gonna tell you what I've grown up and been in Lakeland, so I have family and relatives that are there in Bartow and the cities around it, and it was. I mean, honestly, the history that said it was really trashy and dumpy looking, like 20, 30 years ago. They have really put the money into that city and gentrified it. I mean, there's so many parks and
It's
public
beautiful.
areas, new buildings, new construction. The town it's not what it was 30 years ago. And I'll tell you what, Ocala could probably learn a lot from Lakeland about the way they have
Some of those buildings are just-
redeveloped that city.
Yeah,
They've
I agree.
repurposed buildings. I mean, Ocala's getting on board, but there's a large section of the downtown Ocala area that's just ugly.
Yeah.
But they are taking it in some of those and they're building things there now and working. They got plans for it, but they're just behind the curveball, I feel like, from some of the other cities. So I mean, myself, I didn't run the Swan song, but I think if I voted, it would be
We got to hang out. We got to see. First thing we saw Swans.
Yep.
Yeah.
At the start.
Live swans.
Live swans.
Live
Yes. We
swans.
saw live, not painted ones. We saw painted one, then a live one. And I'm like, Cobby, there's a swan. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, no, there's a painted one right there.
But I did not get your answer. Which city did you enjoy running through?
I am not going to pick one, but I will say
Lakeland.
has put. Well, no, I don't say I prefer it, but it. There was a lot of cool street art that it seems like they've invested
Oh my gosh,
that.
yes.
So he was also pointing out murals to us as we would go by, and did you see that alien one? Or there's some swans over here. So that was fun. You can just tell that they've spent a lot of time and money
Beautifying.
Beautifying the city.
and
Yeah.
not that
There's
Ocala isn't
so
beautiful.
there's so many great murals in Lakeland.
The little especially that town square section of Ocala they've done a nice job
Yeah.
there, but I could see that expanding out into the rest of the town. So
Yeah.
So Cobby, tell us about your day because you had a fun Sunday during the Swan song.
Yeah, so I had signed up to do Swan Song, but after Saturday, I realized it was just not trained enough, and also it was going to be really sunny.
it was so
hot.
by the end.
It felt
I know
amazing.
it's maybe not Florida hot, but
It was still feels like 80. So
Yeah.
we were 3 of the 4 of us that were running together were dying. Katie was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really comfortable right now." No,
But she lives several hours south, so it's
South,
even
yeah.
warmer where she's at.
Yeah. She was like, "I was freezing in the morning yesterday, but now I'm so comfortable."
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw how hot it was going to be, and hot for me because again, I'm coming from New York where it's below 0. So I was just like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm going to hang out with my friends and my new friends and volunteer and just sit around, and it was great. And I got to see.
we drove to a couple of the Swans.
Yeah, so I got to see the X-ray swan, which of the ones I saw, I think that one was my favorite.
Yeah.
So I got to see some of the really cool swans, and then volunteer, and just
We had
meet
more
some great
volunteers
people.
than runners.
Yeah,
yeah.
I totally did.
So Michelle and Anastasia, local runners. Michelle's been on the pod before. She and her daughter ran Painted Horse 55K together, and Anastasia's knee was a little messed up, so they're like, we can't come. And then of course Emily Quintanilla had signed up, but then she just did surf last weekend, so she did a 100-miler last weekend. So we did have some people just drop out just because of logistics. So we had more hype crew than runners.
No, it was
which
amazing.
perfect, honestly.
So great. We got to use the megaphone to yell at people, and that was really fun.
You can't park there.
So we were set up at the Ledger, which is a newspaper place, and it was funny because that's mile 8 for the runners. And once all the runners came through and packed up, it's like, okay, let's go to the start and or the finish. The finish is 0.3 miles away from mile 8, even though it's mile 18 for the runners.
It was funny because we got in the truck and we're like, okay, we're going to the start. And I'm like, okay, we got like 5-10 minutes. And all of a sudden it's like, we're here. Like 30 seconds later, I was like, oh.
Like, we could have walked there. I mean, literally. We didn't have to carry all the shit.
Yeah.
But it was really nice just sitting there on the steps. I felt like I was in Rome at the Spanish Stairs or something. We were just all kind of hanging out on these big set of concrete steps, and I went and laid out in the grass and took me a little nap. And
I was just excited. Stoop kid got off his stoop.
Stoop kid got off his stoop.
If y'all don't know what that is, a Hey Arnold reference.
Yeah.
Check it
For all
out.
those
Stoop kid
Gen
can't get off
Alpha
his
people.
stoop.
It's very funny.
So can you do the Swan song and the Painted Horse as virtual?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and I did have somebody ask about it last year, but they never, followed up with it. And you can also break it up. So if you want to do a section by section, I will completely just meet you there, give you a medal. I don't know how I would do the official finish. Maybe I would do it at the end of the year of like, it took you this much time of like, days, right? So I wouldn't do it like over like, here's your time is 8 hours, even though you did it over 10 days, right? So that's an option that I think would be great of like, if people, and I did have somebody ask me like, hey, you have this on a Sunday and I don't do things on a Sunday, or some people don't do things on a Saturday, and like fully understandable because, just life, religion, everything, that's fine. So you could definitely do it on a different day if that works for you. Like I want people to see the horses. I want people to experience this, and I'm totally open. If you want to do it, I'll give you a finish. I'll give you a medal. I'll give you support if you need it.
so in the future, are you thinking about maybe swapping the days on them?
Yes. So that was I don't know who mentioned that of like, I think it was Susan mentioned like, oh yeah, Stephanie would love to do the Swan, but it's on a Sunday. So it's like, okay, so every other year so next year, Swan is going to be on Saturday and Horse is going to be on Sunday.
That'll be fun.
So then, yeah. So
Yay.
Craig was saying if it was on Saturday in Lakeland, you get the farmers market that you
do.
go by.
Yes.
Yeah, and
the bakery's open.
Yes.
Born
Like,
bread.
which
and maybe if it works out better, we'll do it permanently like that. But yeah.
But the race is growing and changing, and it's so fun. As a race director, did you have any takeaways from your 2 events this year, Shae?
I'm a stressful lady, and I just you guys all saw me be a basket case. So I'm like,
I mean, you're kind of chill basket case, to be honest. I think you internalize a lot of it. Like, I did not think you seemed frantic at all.
he did. He knew. Kevin knew.
Kevin
I
has
was
a look
like
on his face like,
freaking mess.
It's fine.
But I think you for me, I saw you kind of chilled a little bit once everyone got going.
Once everybody got going, once
Yeah.
everything had been like, everybody was gone, I was like, okay, I can chill. And Susan finished her run at she ran on trail. And so then she came over and we just hung out in the square all day. And it was National Margarita Day. So we went over after people had finished, and we knew it was going to be a while before anybody actually got there. We're like, all right, we're going to go over to Cantina across the street and just have a margarita real quick.
Yeah. Well, I've already had at least one person reach out to me and ask about when the Swan song was going to be posted to be able to run it for next year, because he wants to come back and do it again. But he didn't do the Swan song, he did the Painted Horse. And he wants to do the challenge. So I know that there was a little bit of some interest out there, and so people are getting excited about these 2 races. It was cool to see people plan for this race for this year. Like we had our friend Kim Kinspiration. She came down. They had a great time. They spent 45 minutes waiting at Checkers for some burgers or something like that. And
I was like, how are they not there yet? Did they stop for lunch? So yeah, and like that's totally acceptable. It's fine.
Yeah.
We just kind of moved off the square once it was getting dark. When was it going to get dark? So we just moved to the place we ate at, and they just finished when they finished, which is fine.
yeah, Scott Knapp, he was all excited about it. He really enjoyed it, and he wants to come back and do the challenge next year. And I know we got to keep this thing small, but that adds again to the charm of it. It really is a charming. Charming's a good word for it. Race series. I mean, the fun. It's just fun.
Well, and I feel like everyone that did it came away with sort of a sense of joy. Like we did the 25K, went back, showered, and then came back and saw a lot of the 55K finishers. And yeah, some of them looked tired, but everyone had a sense of, wow, that day was so fun. It went by so fast. Like Katie and Elaine hadn't even met.
Yeah. So
Like Elaine didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
And they finished, and you would have thought they'd been best friends for life.
Elaine didn't want to leave.
She didn't. She was supposed to go meet like her cousin. She's like, I'm gonna have dinner with you guys. She's already talking about going up and doing the Finger Lakes 50.
Yeah, I was wearing a Finger Lakes 50 shirt that's in New York, and my run club actually puts it on. And she's like, Finger Lakes 50s, I'm really interested in that race. And I told
she's
her
from New
about it.
Jersey.
Yeah, and I told her about it, and she's like, I think I might come. So I really hope she comes and I get to see her.
Yeah.
run
Well,
one
and then
of her
you're a race
50Ks.
director too.
Yeah, so I am a race director. I put on a race called the Parallel of Latitude. It's a fixed timed race, 8 hours in a relay in Dryden, New York. It's on a rail trail.
Is that Central New York?
It's Central New York.
It's parallel, Joe. It's parallel.
New York.
Parallel New York.
And it's a 3.45 mile loop, and you can do it as many miles as you want or can in the 8 hours. I do want to expand it in the future, and I totally understand what Shae was feeling, because last year was the inaugural year, and I was like freaking out like leading up to it. And then the day of, I just had a great crew. I didn't have to do anything all day. It was amazing. Nice. My run club puts on so many events every year. We put on over like 25 events. And so races, track, things like that. And so just the timing crew knew what they were doing. My aid station captain, shout out to Jesse, even though he's the worst.
We got to push him down a ravine at some point.
Exactly, at some point.
It's surprising it hasn't happened yet.
It was close a couple times. He was great. And so if you want to come out and just have just a super chill day, it's a pretty small race right now, but you will have a great time, and bring your friends.
Are you going to have the same finisher awards this year as last year?
Yeah. So my finisher awards are completely unique and custom. So every single award is not like any other. And we actually add your miles to your award when you're done.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's like a fist size like stone almost, and it's painted and has custom vinyl on it. And yeah, you get your actual mileage on there.
Yeah. So whatever it
Cool.
is, we add it to there. And then also, if you want to bring a dog, even though we're not supposed to have dogs, but we can add your dog's miles as well.
Aww.
Yeah, we did that for my friend Matt. He's like, can you add Maggie's miles, because she PR'd her mileage? So we were like, totally. So yeah.
Question for a friend of mine: can you bring a cat and add your cat's mile?
If you want, but
Is the cat going to walk it, or is the cat going to be carried? That's the real
Can
question.
I put my cat's miles on it if I'm carrying them?
Totally fine. I'm the race director. I get to do what I want.
I'm not actually talking for my cat, because my cat doesn't like to be held.
It'd be Joey.
But Joey would be held.
Oh, yeah.
Joey's miles.
God. Joey would love it.
Joey's amazing.
Yeah.
So what time of year is it?
So it is the last weekend in September 27th.
Does it get cold?
It actually, no. Well,
Define cold.
It doesn't get New York
It's
cold.
not upstate New York, so
Yeah.
no.
It's probably Florida cold.
Florida cold. Yeah. No, I mean, it wasn't that warm, because it is the end of the year, but towards the end of the year, but it could rain, it could snow, it could be hot. I mean, that's what's variable about then.
I mean, that's these races too. Like yesterday was so hot, and then today it's cold and dreary.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so it's at September 27th. Mm-hmm. Cool. And then also I have a relay. So 2 to 6 people, you can come out and bring your friends and drink some beer and sit around and run some miles.
It's trail or paved?
It is rail trail.
Oh, okay.
So there's a little bit of pavement in the park, but then it goes out onto like a gravel trail, and there's very little climb, so it's really accessible to anyone. And
Very little climb. What is very little climb?
I'm scared
Is
by
it
very
Florida?
little.
Florida
It's
climb?
Florida climb. It's like 50 feet.
Okay.
Per loop.
okay.
Yeah, it's so small.
Per loop.
We're okay with
Yeah,
that.
per loop. So
Per 1 mile loop.
We ran a really big hill on
3.45.
Saturday.
Yes, you
Yeah.
did. So
The
a
golf
lot of
course hill.
people, at 36th Avenue with that mural there. I love that mural.
Beautiful mural.
So
I love that.
like
That's my favorite place to run.
it's
It has a little raccoon
awful.
that waves at
Yeah.
you.
Yep. And
Oh, I forgot to say we saw baby raccoon yesterday.
yes, you did.
It was so cute. Oh
and
my goodness.
the other animal you saw.
We saw 2 alligators.
Yes.
We saw a real big chunky boy, and then we saw a little small guy. Yeah, it was fun. And it was towards the end too. We had sort of given up on we
Seeing
had just
gator,
talking about
yeah.
how we hadn't really seen any alligators. And I looked to the left and there in the little canal thing, I was like, right there, there's one right there.
They're sometimes hard to see in the winter because they
Yeah.
kind of hibernate or
Well, that's what they were
hide off.
saying,
But when
'cause,
on a hot day though, they will kind of
It had just started getting very hot. So
Yeah.
they probably surfaced from wherever they were being cozy and were
yeah.
get some
Sun
sun.
themselves.
Yeah.
So anything else that you want to plug or things that we haven't asked that you want to talk about or any questions that you guys have for the other guests?
I just want to say I'm actually really inspired by the Swan Song and Painted Horse. And I'm keep thinking in my head, how could I do this in my area?
know.
What are things I can make people run to and just as a group run?
Yeah, even just
know?
random stuff
Yeah.
you know.
We do Wawa runs. We do
Wawa, you
Wawas.
can go
Those are
to,
fun.
just random place to place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go Taco Bell. Whatever.
We have 2 Taco Bells in our town.
The diarrhea run.
I think there's
Yeah.
I think there's no more than 3 miles between any McDonald's or something like that. Something stupid.
Yeah.
Well, Ithaca is half the size of Ocala, and we have 2 big schools there. So
Yeah.
it's still a pretty
Right.
small town.
With the up in Gainesville, they do the beer marathon. Mm-hmm. And
I hear that's super fun.
Oh, it's fucking horrible.
On Saturday,
great time, though.
Verity went out and she was having some painted horse FOMO. And so she ran to, I think, 40 different murals, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
fun.
she ran to a bunch of different murals in Gainesville. And I think she might be putting together something. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I have a friend in Seattle, Jen, that she's a really great artist, but she does guided tours to murals around Seattle. And it's super
Are they
fun.
running tours or?
They're running tours.
Okay.
Yeah. Run walks.
Yeah,
so whatever
we have.
the
Well, y'all
people's
ran with
pace are.
Laura on Saturday. Laura
Yeah.
Bradley. She does the same thing down the Tampa, St. Pete area.
Yeah.
And they have those down in Miami in the Wynwood
Yeah.
neighborhood that's famous for all their murals.
Yeah.
I mean, they do golf cart tours of those too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do want to make sure we give a giant shout out. You guys didn't get to go to the Pokey Stop, but Dan Donald and his boys, they did an aid station again this year.
Yeah.
And so all the boys brought out all their Pokemon and they made a little Pokey Stop and they had a full aid station and they had a blast because you get to see the runners and the runners just oh, come up on this thing. And apparently Capri Suns were very popular at their aid station. So
Yeah.
I saw some pictures. I'm I didn't see the Pokestop.
Yeah.
I want to catch a Pokemon because Poppy knows that I was hatching eggs when we were running.
Oh, okay.
I totally forgot on Sunday.
Pokemon Go.
I blanked my mind. I had a 10K egg in and I never changed it. So I hatched it surely, but
Well, you got to come back for the 55K.
yeah.
you go.
Yep.
All right.
We got anything else? Last takers. Okay. All right.
Well, thank you for having us on. It was really
Sorry
fun.
for not being drunk, but it's the morning.
No, it's good. We appreciate it. I was drunk enough last week to make up for the next 2 months. So we're fine.
Not quite 2 months because we got a drinking expedition coming on here really soon.
Yeah, in about 2.5 months. 2.5 months until a drinking expedition.
Yeah.
I do have a cider left over from last night. I thought about drinking it on the podcast, but then I have to drive 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's
You gotta
fine.
do a drive. So thank you guys so much for listening. Congratulations again to our Skunk Ape or the Painter's Revenge that did the Skunk Ape, the Painted Horse, the Swan Song. You guys are awesome. It's hard to do the back-to-back races, especially. So one last thing, and I will carry this over for next year probably, maybe, is we had the Swan Song. So basically everybody who was doing Swan Song except one person was at Painted Horse. And so as they were coming in, I'm like, how do you guys feel about starting Swan Song at 8 a.m. instead of 7 a.m.? Because we still had to drive 2 hours from Ocala to get there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so everybody's like, yeah, that's great. Go ahead. So we started that an hour later than originally planned, and it worked out really well.
Yeah, I think that was a good call.
Yeah.
It got hotter as the day went on, but
Extra hour of
having to
sleep.
get up.
We already had to get
earlier.
up at 4:30, I think.
Yeah,
so,
that would have
to
been
make it out
That would have
there.
been hard.
We did go to the joinery afterwards.
Oh yeah, so
That
we went to
place
the
was really
joinery.
cool. I never been there.
So Craig
I like
suggested
that place a lot.
Yeah, Craig
Yeah.
suggested hey, this has a lot of different options for food and drinks. They had a burger place, ramen, sushi,
I got poke bowl.
Yeah.
Ice cream.
ice cream.
They had
and
a
they
cat.
had ton of
cats.
ton of.
Cat petting.
Oh my god! I
Yeah.
totally forgot
Oh
about
my gosh,
the
the
cats.
cats.
When we pulled into that parking lot and there is a sign that says $5 pet cats for 15 minutes.
And we're just like, oh
She's
my.
like, let me out of the truck right now.
She's trying to get the door
tugging
open
on
and
the
it was
door.
locked.
I'm like, let me out, let me out, let me out. But it was like a trailer. And it was like a fully air conditioned trailer. They had like all these like cat trees in there, and just like a full setup for these cats. And there were kittens and there were older cats and they were up for adoption. And I almost came home with a cat.
But we walk in and like we literally had just walked in and all of a sudden this tiny black kitten comes from nowhere, launches itself onto Shae's leg and climbs up her jeans into her arms.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And we're like,
bingo.
Her name was Bingo. We think she was a girl.
We think,
a
yes.
tiny black fuzzball. And we're like, you don't have a black cat yet, Shae.
Oh, geez.
She don't need
She
one.
was so cute.
She was so precious.
And then like
just like purr.
she like just laid in Shae's arms until Kevin picked up the springy feather toy.
Oh, yeah.
And then she was like, boom, playing with the toy.
I hear y'all peer pressuring Shae into another cat.
I mean, we don't have to peer pressure Shae.
She already wants to
Kevin's
bring in
the
a lot of the
skeptical
outdoor
one.
cats.
He's like, I don't know. Will the other cats be okay with that?
I think Starling already has a problem with
everybody.
everybody.
Starling is just something.
I do want to say that all of your friends are amazing.
Yes.
And they welcomed us in and they knew us forever and were so kind and I never felt, out of place. So I really think the community here that you guys have and are building and continue to build is really great.
Thank you.
I think like people draw like people. And so
Yeah.
I think people can tell that you guys are genuine and you care about each other and you bring people into that sphere that feel the same way. So I know yesterday there was a little uncertainty, especially with Cobby not running. I was like, okay, am I going to end up by myself? And then you guys were like,
No, you're not.
there'll be people. And so like we start down that first hill and Mandy was like, what's your name? And I was like, this is my name. It's Rachel. And I didn't say it like that though.
It would have been okay if you did.
You should have sang like all day. My name is Rachel.
My name is Rachel.
Mandy would have sang it back to you.
Oh, she
Yes,
would
See what happens.
Yes. She has lots of plant facts, by the way. If you've never run with her before,
Oh.
she knows lots of things about plants. So that was fun.
You got the flora fauna tour of,
Yes.
of Lakeland.
That was enjoyable.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were so welcoming and like great about checking in. Like, hey, how are we all feeling? Do we want to run some more? Do we want to walk? There's a water stop. Everybody had to go down the slide, and we
Yes.
peer pressured everyone into going down the slide in our little group of 4. So that was super fun. But yeah, it felt like friends. We'd been friends forever, so it was nice.
Yeah.
We're very lucky to know the people that we know.
We sure
really are.
We sure are.
I wish you guys didn't live in Florida.
I
so, like, we live
know.
closer to you.
Well, we have
So
all the fun
hot
down here
here.
because we're trying to get people to come to Florida with us.
Except everybody always is like, Florida's full.
Well, it's full unless you're one of our running friends.
I'm like, oh, the house across the street from you is for rent right now. And I was like, oh, I could rent that house and live.
Yeah,
with
it's
Shae.
a 3-2. You can bring a bunch of people down.
That's so funny.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening and getting to know Rachel and Cobby. So, next year, put Painted Horse and Swan Song on your calendar because it's going to be a really fun time. It's a really special event for the people who do it. You get to do it together. And make sure to visit our website, www.where'sthefinishpodcast.com. And
Craig's got a boner. Craig's
When you say Craig, wait, when I say Craig, you say boner. Craig,
Boner. Boner.
fuck.
Craig, we love you.
Let's go.
Craig's got a boner. Craig's got a boner. Craig. Craig's got a boner. Craig's got a boner. Craig's got a
Craig.